experiment, potentiometer, aim to compare the EMF of two primary cells by using potentiometer.
Apparatus required. Potentiometer. It contains a wooden board. 10 wires of manganese, each of length 1 meter, is used. So the total length equals to 10 meter, by which it becomes more sensitive. Manganese wire is used since its resistance does not vary with change in temperature. Wires are connected together by a copper strips. A jockey is provided containing 10 points, one for each wire, which is used to find the null point.
This is a dry cell which consists of a single cell of 1.5 volt. This is Leclanche cell. It consists of a big vessel which is called voltameter. It consists of two electrodes. The thicker one is made up of carbon and it behaves as anode, and the thin one is made up of zinc and it behaves as cathode. The electrolyte is of NH4Cl. Driver cell. It is used to drive the circuit and it produces DC. It is also known as DC eliminator. Its voltage can be changed by this rotator, and the red terminal is positive, the black terminal is negative. The voltage of driver cell should be greater than the other cells.
It is a rheostat. When it is connected between the upper and lower ends, it behaves as potential divider. It consists of a cylinder on which manganese wire is wounded, since its resistance does not vary with change in temperature. It consists of a jockey, which is used to change the resistance.
Two keys are used. One is two-way key and another one is one-way key.
This is a galvanometer. It is a device used to find the presence of current and also used to find the balance point.
In potentiometer, we have to use the formula E1 upon E2 is equals to L1 upon L2, where E1 is the EMF of dry cell, E2 is the EMF of Leclanche cell, L1 is the balancing length which is obtained from dry cell, and L2 is the balancing length which is obtained from Leclanche cell. Connections of potentiometer. Connections of driver cell. The positive terminal of driver cell is connected to first point of potentiometer. The negative terminal of driver cell is connected to higher terminal of potential divider, and the lower terminal of potential divider is connected to one-way key. Then the second point of the key is connected to the second point of potentiometer. Connections of Leclanche cell. The positive terminal of Leclanche cell is connected to first point of potentiometer, and the negative terminal of Leclanche cell is connected to the first point of two-way key. Connections of dry cell. The positive terminal of dry cell is also connected to the first point of potentiometer, and the negative terminal of dry cell is connected to second terminal of two-way key. Connections of galvanometer. The positive terminal of galvanometer is connected to middle point of key, and the negative terminal of galvanometer is connected to jockey. First, ensure that the voltage of driver cell should be greater than the voltage of Leclanche cell and dry cell. The voltage of these two cells is 1.5 volt. So driver cell can be kept at 4 volt. Now the jockey of rheostat should be at minimum resistance position. Now the Leclanche cell or dry cell, the one cell is active and the other cell is inactive. In this connection, the Leclanche cell is active. Now to check the connection, first press first jockey, then you can see the galvanometer give deflection in one direction. Then press the last one. If the needle gives deflection in second direction, then the connections are correct. Now Leclanche cell is active. Now press first jockey here and then press first jockey here. If the deflection is in one direction, then there is no balance point on this wire. Then keep the jockey here and check all the wires similarly. and you will get the balance point on that wire, which gives deflection in both the direction on this and that end. If you get balance point on fifth wire on the length 66 centimeter, then for Leclanché cell, that is for Leclanché cell, L1 is equals to 66 centimeter on fifth wire. Then the total balancing length will be length of 4 wires, total length, and plus 66, that will be 466 centimeter. Now the Leclanché cell will be disconnected and the dry cell will be connected. Then you can find the balancing length by the same process. Then you will get L2 in centimeters also. When you take the ratio of L1 upon L2, then it will give you the ratio of EMF, which is about 1. This is the connection or circuit diagram of the potentiometer. The potentiometer experiment can be written in following headings. First, objective, then apparatus, then theory or formula used, then observation, which contain table in which 3 columns are given. One column for the balancing length of Leclanché cell, second column for the balancing length of dry cell, and the third column which is used to given their ratio. Now the calculation will be on left page. This is the result, which is about 1. Then the precautions, and finally the sources of error.